Hello, everybody who watches. Um, this morning, it's actually 8 in the morning on March 26th. I'm trying to get myself back into a routine because without a routine, I find myself really stressed out, sleepier than usual. I don't get as much done, and I feel bad. Like I just don't feel right. So I'm trying to wake myself up at 7:30 every day. Um, Take my time, do a little exercising or some kind of movement like stretching, and then get to work. Sarah, I want to read these two diary entries, and they're kind of short this time, but then we can add another part of it afterwards. So this is March 20th of 2004, which was a Saturday. Dear Aiden, I'm so glad I got you back. Tonight, I'm going to sleep over Victoria's house tonight, and I'm going to bring you. Love, Sarah. So I can think back to the goofiness that used to happen when I'd have sleepovers with Victoria's house, at Victoria's house, and I can still like imagine her bedroom. And at one point, she shared a bedroom with her younger sister, and then so she was at one side of the room, and then she would go to the other side of the house, and then the other side of the house, and the other side of the house, and I just remember that like sleepovers at Victoria's house just happened a lot. And then she would stay over my house sometimes too. And tonight we're going to be doing a Zoom meeting just to say hi. And this was 16 years ago, this diary entry, which is kind of crazy to think about, but sometimes those friendships just, they stick to you and they don't go anywhere, which is pretty cool. So hi, Victoria. The next one is Wednesday, March 24th of 2004, almost exactly 16 years ago. Dear Aiden, I have to clean my room. I'd rather exercise and watch TV. Mom did one of her do this or face the consequences things. This time, I have to clean my room or no American Idol. Evility. Love, Sarah. So at this point in my life, I was like weirdly into American Idol, and looking back on it, I've always had something that has really brought me joy that has nothing to do with academics, doesn't have to do with school or exercise or anything. It's just something that just makes me happy. And I think right now the thing that's keeping me like focused on things that doesn't have to do specifically with like academics or things that I'm kind of just like really into right now is I really like podcasts, and a lot. I really, really like podcasts. And I like listening to stories. And I also, the biggest one right now is I'm really into the ocean, which kind of sounds silly, but I love jellyfish, I love octopus, and I love all of that kind of thing. So it changes as I go on. There's a different one every 6 or so months where I get into really get into something else. But lately, like jellyfish, octopus, cone jellies, those kind of things are just really fascinating to me, and I can't get enough of learning about them. So back then it was American Idol, and now it's ocean creatures. I think another part of that is because my dad used to scuba dive, and he was really into water and the ocean, and in stressful times I would always go to him and ask for advice, ask for a hug, just ask him to be there. And when he died in October of 2017, I kind of lost that opportunity. So now that it's been a while, it's been almost 3 years, I feel like when I learn about the ocean or learn about different sea animals, that I can be closer to him. Because when he would scuba dive, he would get these really cool pictures. And at one point, he got a picture of an octopus. And so sometimes it just, learning about the ocean makes me feel like I'm learning more about my dad. And that's very nice for me. The other part that I think in here that's a little bit less meaningful is what I'm complaining about cleaning my room. I do not like cleaning. I love organizing and putting things in different places and like sorting. I hate cleaning. It just bores me. And so back then I was 12, and like I don't think any 12-year-old wants to clean their room. But for me it was like, well, if it's on the floor, I can find it, which that's not how life works. Now that I'm an adult, sometimes I find myself in a mess. I'm looking on the floor right now, and my work stuff is all over the place. Like I have prefixes and suffixes packets over here. I have a couple of read alouds, flashcards, but I'm trying to get myself more organized. But back then, I don't think I understood the importance of taking responsibility for your space. Because especially in times like this, when your space is messy and cluttered, sometimes that's a sign that your insides and your brain are messy and cluttered. And sometimes that's going to make it more difficult for you to focus, for you to understand things, for you to get things done. So, and you're all going to be like, are you kidding me, Miss DeWitt? But today, after this video, I want you to take a second and look around your living space, whether it's your bedroom, your living room, a playroom, whatever. I want you to ask yourself, is this making me feel put together, or is this making me feel cluttered? And then I know that, like, you're going to go, ugh, and you're going to say evility like I did when I was 12, but try picking up your area in your space, and I'm going to do that too, because it'll do a lot of good for you that I don't think you understand yet. So, thank you for letting me share. I miss you guys so much, whether it's family watching, or my students from last year, or my students from Mount Vernon, or my students from this year. But I miss you so much. Words can't even say it. So I hope you have a thrilling Thursday.